Okay, so if you're watching the video series, we've just unboxed it. If you want to check out the unboxing, see everything that's involved, head back and just go ahead and check that out. So we're just going to be putting some of this stuff back. We're going to leave the plastic parts out, and the speed controller we'll put back in there because I don't think we're going to be needing it in the very first steps. So, and we're just going to put all this stuff back. You can see I've literally just started the recording right after the last one left off. Okay, so we've got the instructions here. So first thing we're going to do is we might be repositioning the camera pretty soon, but first thing I'm going to do is actually kind of reposition, get out some of my cool magnetic parts trays from CalRC. They're very, very handy, especially when you're assembling parts and stuff like that. So we got lots of, you can see the parts tray in the background there. We got bags on the side. We got bags on the other side. I mean, trays on the other side, because we've got a whole bunch of these things. These are awesome. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're just going to reposition the camera so that we're tight in a little bit more, and we'll be right back. Okay, so there we are. We've kind of got things a little slightly more organized now. So let's just unwrap these suckers here. My fresh new Tamiya kit building buddies, and we will save these for another time because we're not going to be getting to the drivetrain right just yet, I think. So we've got some gray chassis pieces, more gray chassis pieces. I think those are the extenders to make them longer and medium wheelbase. Wheels and tires, so those will go over here. All the metal pieces, and we've got these are the suspension pieces, which I think I'm gonna set them right there. Okay. All right, so let's see what we've got first. A pair of scissors to open the bags. Okay. Right. Okay, so we're gonna need some pliers. We've got those. Modeling knife, tweezers, scissors, synthetic rubber cement, 5mm 5mm adjuster wrench, RC cleaner spray, file, soft cloth, and caliper will also assist in construction. You can tell it's been a while since I've assembled a Tamiya kit, but you know, there's this whole like re thing going on. You know, the all this stuff that's being re-released is that's what re means. So it's I've been wanting to build one of these. It's just been ages, absolutely ages, since I built one of these. Okay, so here we've got this is what I was talking about with the different wheelbases. So we've got 210, 225, and 239 wheelbase. So that's the short, medium, and long you can see here. We've also got ground clearance, low and high. So I think this is going to require, because it's the Beetle one, we're going to need high clearance because it's a rally car. Okay, so this body features an M wheelbase of 225. Use of a high ground clearance setup is recommended. That's for the Jimny body. So what we're going to do is go back into the kit box and have a look at the body. The body instructions, I should say. Although it might actually say on the body itself, it does not. That's okay. Okay. So, long wheelbase. Okay, so I was completely wrong there. And high ground clearance. Okay. So not used, L2, L3. I don't know what that means. Okay, all right. So long wheelbase it is. Okay. And it looks here like we're not going to need the tires until the very, very end. So we're just going to, just to save some space on the desk here, we're going to put the wheels and tires back into the box with the body. This brings me back to building my grasshopper way back when. Look at that. We start off right away with building the diff gears. Okay. Now, along with my CalRC mat, which I've got here, I've also got this stuff, the Udder Butter from CalRC. So that's pretty handy. Comes in a massive big tube, like a massive syringe, as you can see. So it makes it very easy to apply stuff. That's pretty cool. I've also got the tub of Udder Butter grease. Super waterproof grease, and it's RC specific, so this is going to be the stuff to use, I think. So just set these aside right there until we're absolutely ready to use them. So we're going to bust into this bag. Okay, so here's our diff gears. I'm going to leave the motor out over there. Okay. And it looks like we're going to be opening these in sequence ABC. So I'm just going to set these aside. Over here we got bag D as well, and here's our drive shaft. Put that over, well, put these over there. Okay. Just getting organized, just getting organized. Okay, so here's our diff gears, okay. These aren't exactly numbered, I don't think. Okay, so we're doing the rear gear first, so we're saving that one. And we've got these gears here. I really should have my model snips, shouldn't I? But these will be okay. When the time comes, I will get my model snips. I do have a pair of side cutters, which aren't model snips, I know. Here's my knife. Not my usual hobby knife, but you know, it's an old X-Acto handle. I love this handle, actually. Can't find it now. And I found this flexi-file, so I'll be able to, if I need to, just trim things down. Okay, so we've got one of these bevel gears, and we've got 3 little planetary gears. Open bag A. Should have opened bag A. Planetary gears are in there. Yes, sirree, Bob. Okay, so here's a Tamiya grease, which I'm not going to use. I'm going to use the CalRC stuff. There's a bunch of plastic bushings I'm not going to use. I'm not even going to get anywhere near those because I have the bearings for a reason. And here's the... I do have proper drivers, but yeah, that'll work. Okay. I'll just set that aside there so I know what is bag A. And bag B has the front diff pieces, so it's all good in the hood. Okay. Okay, so we've got... Okay, let's get the grease, and let's get these greased up here just a bit. Try and do this on camera properly. So if, because I'm going to be building this basically live, that's the plan anyway, and unless things get really just annoying and technical, but then that is kind of the point of showing the live video, or it's not live, but you know what I mean. There may be stretches where I'm not talking a massive amount, but I will try to be speaking generally as much as I can. But I may also get, there may also be periods where I kind of get lost, and I will try to avoid that as much as possible. Okay. Where's my rag? I have a rag somewhere. I don't know where it is. Okay, so let's look for this washer. We have found that washer. Okay, so we're going to grease here. Tell you what, I have wanted one of these syringe sort of applicator things for ages. Just make sure this is going to fit there. Ah, no, metal, the metal one, not the plastic one. That's why you always dry fit, folks. Always dry fit. So we're putting grease underneath the metal bevel gear and then the washer, and then we've already put grease inside there. I was just going to drop this in place. It's not going to... There we go. And so you can see all the grease is kind of like smushed out there, you see. Okay. All right. And then fit into grooves. So we're going to grease up the grooves. There we are. And then just for completeness sake, because we have lots of this grease, we're going to put grease on top of those pins and then make sure that there's plenty of grease. You don't need a gigantic amount of grease, you just need just enough to coat the gears, but there's a lot of teeth on these gears. I feel a bit like a nurse or something here. Okay. So that's probably way too much grease, but we're not going to, we don't want to skimp really, but that's a lot of grease there, okay? So that is one, and then we're going to get this on there, make sure there's no pet hair anywhere. And then more grease. And then the other big washer to go on top. There we go. And then we've got this here, this piece. So this is not the correct tool to use. I'll say that right now, but it is going through that pretty nicely. And just going to trim this so it fits off. And I should say that you should cut away from yourself there, like this, not towards your thumb, because that's how you end up with a bloody thumb. So I think, is that okay? Yes. So these pins go on top of the pins there. Let me see. Let me just take that off so I can put some grease on the just want to put some grease. Actually, yeah, I forgot to put grease on top of the washer. But I want to make sure that I get some on the edges of I'm going to put some inside where the drive shafts are going to go. So inside those little holes of the bevel gears. So there we go. Okay, so there's our first diff gear made. So now I just need to find the screws. Okay, I'm not sure what that is just yet, but I'm just going to, just so I don't have these in the way, I'm just going to get those over there, actually. Toss that whole thing over there. So the screws are going to be the 2x8s self-tapping. There's no full-size parts reference. Ah, no, there it is. My bad. Nope, those are 3x10. Step 3, there we go. The 2x8s there, so quite small. Those are going to be the silver ones. And you'll have to forgive me for I'm not, like I said, this is my first Tamiya kit in a while, so I'm not completely au fait with the exactly what screws are what and what colors are everything. So now we've got the small screwdriver. It looks like, is it magnetized as well? Yes, it is. Pretty good. That is handy. So we've got the small screwdriver and we're just screwing this in. I think we'll see how this goes, because I do have some PH1 and PH2 screwdriver driver bits and an electric screwdriver, because basically this whole kit is going to be Phillips head screws, isn't it? So it might be, well, I know it will be quicker for me to use an electric driver, but we'll see how this goes. Okay, so there's our first diff complete. There we go. Okay, now let's put the cap back on that and move some of this stuff out of the way. I should probably have one of these set up as my sort of tool area, especially if I've got knives and stuff like that rolling around. I don't really want to have them rolling around. Okay, so A4, we've got, that's this one of these. That will be this piece. So this piece here that I'm pointing at that you can't see, this piece here is going to be going there. Okay. And then we've got one of these is the motor plate. This here. And that will be attaching like so, somewhere. Okay. All right. Let's clip these off. Nice and stiff ABS plastic. Now, I do have some actual hobby clips that I will use. I just have the one pair, I think, though. And I use them for some of my other modeling stuff. I'm going to have like little shards of plastic everywhere. Okay, sponge tape, which is from step A, cut into shown size. So it's about half. Now this is one of those curious sort of Tamiya steps that I'm like, okay, well, what's this about? That is meant to go there, or no, there. Okay, so the sponge tape goes sponge tape goes there. Right. And then we've got 3x10 mil screws, and we've got lots of these. The bigger self-tapping screws. Okay, those go through these two holes. And hold this in place. Okay, I think I'm going to have to, because I'm just kind of in the habit of holding my whatever I'm working on quite low, I'm just going to reposition the camera again, but I can see the screen a lot better, and I can hold things just right here and it'll be fine. Okay, so we've got that, a bearing, which is going to be here. So we've got, basically there's three types of bearings. There's the flat ones, and then there's these flanged ones, which you can maybe just make out that they're flanged. And then these, which are the same size, but they're not flanged. So there's no like lip on them. But basically, most of the bearings are like this. So it's pretty handy. Very, very easy. So I'm just going to clip off one corner so I can get out one bearing at a time and they don't go flying everywhere. They are very lightly greased, which is good. So I think that's going to be a diff output. So what I'm going to do actually is actually grease it, because I'm planning to actually drive this thing and I don't want it to get rusty in those bearings, because that will be awful. Okay. So this is a much heavier grease than what comes on the bearings, but I don't mind. Now, if you're a racer and you're racing only on-road, you probably wouldn't want to do that. So you can see that I've like generously given it a nice good coating. And if you really wanted, you could probably use the tub and just use get an old, like a plastic brush, and just really just goop it on there like you would if you were a mechanic, say, and you're doing a wheel bearing or something like that. Okay, so we've got, where are these? Okay, so we've got this, and this is going to be the shaft that goes through there. So we've got two more bearings that we need. Now, of course, I would be much faster at this if I've an experienced like mini racer or something like that, but I'm not. So if you're an experienced mini racer, this is not the video for you. I'll just go ahead and put that out there. But if, like me, you're just coming back into Tamiya kit ownership for the first time in a while, then this is the video for you, maybe, hopefully. So, getting a bit messy, but I know I bought some shop towels recently, so I'm hoping I'm able to find them nearby. So we're coming up on roughly the half-hour mark. So I'm going to install this gear here that I've got in my hands. That will go okay. Slightly lost here. So the diff goes there, and then suppose that locks on. Okay, yeah. Okay, and it just does say grease these gears there. So See how cool it is? It's so nice to have a this syringe applicator. There we go. So as these work its way through, you can see that red color working and getting nice and coated on all of these gears. So I'll just make it go just a little bit wider here and there. And eventually that will work through all of the gears. And we're also needing to grease, let's see, I'm gonna get some grease inside there on this gear and around here. So I'm going to try and make these videos about half an hour roughly in length each, so that they're digestible and they're not too wieldy, and you know, so that is about it for this particular one. So we've done basically steps 3 and 4. What were steps 1 and 2? Ah, yeah, looking at the body and charging the battery pack. There we go. So that is steps 3 and 4, as you can see here. So anyway, that is that's it for now. In the next video, we'll carry on with let me see, I'm guessing it's going to be steps 5 and 6 at least, but whatever we get through in the next half an hour. No, not 9, 10, 5, 6, 7, and then we'll carry on through it. Oh, we're doing the, looks like I'm going to have to find a servo already. That's fine. Okay, so anyway, that is it for this video. Just keep watching if you're watching this in the series. I'll be uploading a new video probably every day, I think, roughly, because I'm going to try and get these all edited pretty quickly once I get going. But yeah, that is about it, I think. So catch us in the next one. If you liked the video, please do give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to click that subscribe button. Check us out on polepositionrc.com and Pole Position RC Gear on Facebook and Instagram. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.